Okay, first things first, coffee. Good morning. Alright, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the drip tips for the 510 that I mentioned to you yesterday a little bit. Now, you're familiar with the regular tips for the 510. I mean, here's the flat tip, which is the one I use because I like the flat tip because I can, hold it very simply. And there's your standard round tip. Okay, now we're all familiar with these tips. You've got your little rubber condom on the end, and that pops off. And inside you've got your packing, that you can fill. And, obviously it's got the baffles for your vape to come through. And you've got a couple different ones. Like I say, you've got your round tip, you've got your flat tip, and we all know how that works. Now, me being a dripper, we all know you have your e-cig assembled, and you want to vape, you have to pop the top off, and you take your liquid and you put in your 1 or 2 drips, and then you have to put the top back on. And you vape. Okay? Now, the big difference here with the drip tips, you notice one is the shape. Okay? It's completely round, and it does bevel in the center. Now, one of the biggest differences here, as you can see, is the drip tip has a rubber gasket around the edge. Okay? Now, the major difference, and I'm going to try and get this lined up so I can show you here, is no baffles. It's just a hollow cylinder. There we go. It's just a hollow cylinder. So you've got no baffles. You've got a direct draw right through the atomizer. Okay. So when you're ready to smoke, or you're ready to have your vape, you've got your 510. You've got your drip tip installed. No need to remove it. You just take your liquid and you drip right down the center. Put your couple drops in, and you're good to vape. Now, one of the things I noticed right away with these is that with your standard tips that have the baffles, okay, when you're vaping, especially with dripping, you get a gurgling sound from your atomizer as you're inhaling. With these, it doesn't happen. It's just a nice quiet, easy vape. And I like to think that with the straight draw like that, you get a little bit better vape too. As compared to so the drip tips, I'm quite impressed. Now the other thing is, as you notice the flat tip, I've liked the flat tip. I'm fond of the flat tips, mainly because a lot of times, especially if I'm driving, with the 510, I can put it in my mouth and I can hold it. Round tips are a little bit more clumsy for that. So I was kind of wondering a little bit with these drip tips. But you notice, like I say, they're beveled as compared to your regular round tip, which is just round all around the outside. Okay, so you do have a little bit of beveling there. So that does allow for you to hold them. And just for the fact that you don't have to constantly take the tip off every time you drip, you just take and drip it right in, and you are good to go. Here's the good vape.